Okay, so we are at Fern Olivier Cemetery, which is in Elderly. So we're at the far north, really, of the British sector, as far as Passchendaele goes. And I brought you here because, well, basically, we're in a cemetery. I'm going to tell you a very sad story.
Sad face.
Yeah, sad face. I'm going to introduce you to one of the boys I wrote about for my Eton College book. So Marc left Eton at 17. Which was still quite early during the war because they could stay longer because they were already getting military training with the like the OTC. So, but he left at 17 and he said to his dad, like, I really hope you're not annoyed with me, but I don't want to be this guy that thought he could have done more and didn't. So he joined, and he was 20 when he was killed. So we are at his grave. So basically what happened, he was with the artillery for the Welsh division.
Okay.
So they had been really battered in the Battle of the Somme, you know that, and then they come out of the line. So he'd done a bit of artillery support elsewhere. They got called down to help another division for another battle, but then really they start assembling up here for Passchendaele at the beginning of July, and so he dies on the 1st of July 1917, so really a month before the battle starts. And it's because they get this call that says that a nearby howitzer battery has had a direct hit, and his friend is the commander of this battery.
Right.
So he runs and he finds a Red Cross car, and he takes a doctor with him, a South African called Benjamin Cohen, and they jump in this car and they go to see if they can help and if anyone survived and if they can bring back anyone. 100 yards away from where they start, they get hit by a shell.
Oh no!
Yeah, so the two guys from the Hampshire regiment came across them and picked the doctor up, picked Marc up and brought him back to the casualty clearing station here. And so the doctor would die of his wounds 3 days later on the 3rd of July. But so they thought they could save him, so they send him off down the line. But Marc's a lost cause, so they just was basically making him comfortable. So he's on this stretcher, he pops up on a trestle table, and there's a guy, happens to be a guy with the field ambulance called Daldry, and he used to work for Marc's family in their estate office, so he knew him, so he sat with him. But like, it's just this awful, so I think they get him back here at about 9 o'clock, and 9 p.m, and he's unconscious. They give him drugs, they sort of bandage up, so his right foot's been blown off, his left foot's a mess, he's bleeding really heavily, he's got burns as well, so they just try and make him as comfortable as they can, but then they give him a huge shot of morphine and he starts coming round almost, and he's talking to Daldry and he's just sort of chattering away about his gun and everything, and he's doped out, but he's lucid and chatting to the guy. But there's nothing they can do to save him, and the point where he gets upset is they ask him what religion he is, and he gets upset because he's like, am I dying? Am I going to die? I mean, this kid's 20, and so Daldry says to him, no, it's just for admin, they just need to know so they can fill their forms out. But he lost consciousness and passed away about 10 o'clock, so they sewed him up in an army blanket and buried him here. So I'll let you have another look at his grave. But then tragically, the friend that he was trying to save did not survive. And this is him. So a major, 24, another Etonian, and that's who Marc was trying to see if he could help. So both of them died on that day. So I just made you really sad, haven't I?
That's really sad.
But the one twist of irony on this story is...
Another one?
Yeah, well, Marc's grandfather went into the artillery in 1849 or something really early. And within like 11 years, he'd worked his way up to being Inspector General of the Ordnance and stuff.
Okay.
And on the Ordnance Select Committee. And then he got headhunted for the private sector by Armstrong. Did you say Elswick or Elsick? It's in the northeast. We'll have to ask one of our members.
Yeah.
So Marc's whole family is tied up with the development of artillery. So basically his grandfather has helped to develop the guns that kill him. Which is even worse. And he had been they hadn't expected Marc to go into a career in the artillery factory because he was so bright. They thought it'd be a waste. They thought his younger brother Humphrey, that would be for him. But Marc had already decided that he was going to go into the artillery as a career, and he was going to go into the family business and that. So yeah, the family business is making guns.
And it's guns that kill him.
Guns that kill him.
Oh dear.
Sad times. Very sad.